The San Diego Business Journal is excited to welcome you to the 2020 San Diego Business Journal Business Women of the Year Awards. This is now the 27th year for this annual event, where we recognize local executive leaders' achievements within their companies, their industries, and in the San Diego community. The San Diego Business Journal is honored to have this opportunity to be able to showcase the very women leaders who exemplify the spirit of San Diego.
Hi, I'm Barb Chodas, President and Publisher of the San Diego Business Journal. I want to thank all of you for joining us for our annual Businesswoman of the Year Awards ceremony. Today, we will be recognizing women leaders who have excelled in their industries and are the best and brightest in San Diego. We had an incredible year of participation with more than 300 nominations representing a wide variety of industries. The San Diego Business Journal executive team had the challenging task of narrowing down the nominations to the finalists. Finalists, each of you have made significant contributions to your companies and to the San Diego community. We all know that strong leadership is essential in this current climate. Today, we celebrate and applaud each one of you. Congratulations again to all of the finalists. Next, I would now like to take the opportunity to thank our sponsors. Without their support, this event would not be possible. Please join me in thanking Kaiser Permanente, Sony Electronics, Union Bank, and Wells Fargo. Thank you again to our sponsors. Now, let's hear from them.
Good afternoon. I am Marie Zapia Kuzmak, Chief Administrative Officer for Kaiser Permanente, San Diego County. I'd like to first thank the San Diego Business Journal for inviting us to participate in this important event. Kaiser Permanente is honored to recognize and celebrate the women leaders here today. Their accomplishments are impressive and their stories are inspirational. Thank you to the Business Journal for acknowledging these great women. Kaiser Permanente proudly cares for nearly 630,000 San Diegans. Our nearly 10,000 employees and more than 1,400 physicians care for San Diegans from 28 medical offices and 2 acute care hospitals. And I am pleased to announce we are breaking ground on our 3rd hospital, scheduled to open in San Marcos in 2023. For more than 50 years, Kaiser Permanente has cared for our San Diego patients and the San Diego community we serve. We look forward to continuing our legacy of high-quality healthcare for the next 50 years and beyond. Thank you again for inviting us to participate in the 2020 Businesswomen of the Year celebration.
Hello, my name is Tina Robinson, and I am a Managing Director and Region Manager for the San Diego Coastal Region at Union Bank. As a member of the San Diego community, I am absolutely thrilled to be here celebrating the 2020 Businesswoman of the Year Awards. At Union Bank, we are committed to events and initiatives like this one that invest in women and honor their achievements. And I am honored to have the opportunity to participate in this event today. Investing in women is an important theme at Union Bank. With a workforce comprised of around 60% women, Union Bank is committed to investing in women's career success, which is something I can personally attest to. Our Enterprise Resource Group, Women's Initiative Network, also known as WIN, provides opportunities for employees at all levels to connect, share ideas, and engage in professional development and opportunities. We are also committed to community outreach and charitable giving via Union Bank Foundation, which supports a variety of nonprofit organizations in the categories of affordable housing, community economic development, education, environment, and health and human services. I would like to thank the San Diego Business Journal for providing us the opportunity to be a part of this special event. Congratulations to all of the award recipients.
Hello everyone, and thank you all for joining us for this virtual celebration. Wells Fargo is proud to support this great event as we honor and celebrate the extraordinary women who are leading the charge in creating significant positive change for San Diego businesses and communities. At Wells Fargo, we strive to make a positive contribution to communities we serve through philanthropy, by creating economic opportunity, and by promoting diversity and inclusion in all aspects of our business. I'm particularly proud of Wells Fargo's commitment to building a solid, diverse, and inclusive workplace. Our Women's Team Member Network program, for example, provides personal and professional development, mentoring, and leadership engagement, while also serving as a valuable resource for fostering business development and innovation and recruiting diverse talent. On behalf of Wells Fargo, I'd like to congratulate all of tonight's honorees. We continue to be inspired by your generosity, your leadership, and your commitment to making our businesses and communities stronger. Thank you.
Next, I would like to introduce our panel of judges who played a very important role in this year's selection of the winners. Chris Bryant, past president and CEO of the San Diego Employers Association. Iris Garcia, chairwoman of the San Diego Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Deborah Rosen, president and chief executive officer, North San Diego Business Chamber. And Ronson Shimon is the founder and CEO of RJS Law. Now I'd like to share our program for today. First, we'll begin with the panel discussion. The theme this year is mentorship. We're excited to have these successful women share their insights and stories with all of you. When women support each other, incredible things happen. After our panel discussion, we will announce our award winners. First, we will recognize our Lifetime Achievement Award honoree, Lydia S Martinez, and conclude with our top women in business winners. So let's get started. As I mentioned, the topic for this year's panel is mentorship. Cheryl Goodman will be today's moderator. Cheryl is an award-winning technology, marketing, and business development executive with more than 20 years of experience. Cheryl's current role is head of corporate communications and corporate social responsibility for Sony Electronics. It is my pleasure to introduce Cheryl Goodman.
All right, thanks, Barb. I am so honored to be the moderator of such an impressive group of leaders. We have a really powerful panel here, and I'm going to start with Krista Gorel, who is the Senior Vice President, Pacific Regional Manager, Wealth Investment Management for Wells Fargo. That is a mouthful. You are a leader, lady.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So here's what I hear about you. You are the Pacific South Regional Manager. You coach financial advisors. You recruit experienced advisors, and you're an advocate for diversity and inclusion. And you sit on national committees for hiring and developing women. And additionally, you support the military and veterans at Camp Pendleton. Do you breathe as well? That's a lot.
Not only do I breathe, but I also have 2 little kids that I raise while I'm doing all that fun stuff. Right. It is an honor.
Like I said, the powerful women here leading the world. And in good company, we also have with us Carrie Villaplana. She is the Vice President, Private Wealth and Advisor for Union Bank. The world is run by money, so we got you two here. This is really good stuff. You work with high net worth clients, and you help them build, sustain, and transfer wealth on their bespoke, unique needs, right? And then being with Union Bank, how long have you been with Union Bank?
A little over 2 years.
Okay, 2 years, but a great background. Lehman Brothers, Wedbush, Morgan Securities, also at Wells Fargo. I guess you folks know each other, but 19 years in the industry. And if I read all the boards that you're on, we may not get through this, but let's just say if you need some support or you love the arts, San Diego Symphony and La Jolla Playhouse, good stuff. Thank you for giving back to the arts. Great stuff. All right, and then finally we have Ms. Maria Zapia Kozmak, and she is the new Chief Administrative Officer for Southern California Permanente Medical Group. Now, new, tell us about that.
Well, that's a great question. So I'm within the last 2 years, I'm the new Chief Administrative Officer in San Diego, and thrilled to have transferred from our Orange County Kaiser Permanente team down to San Diego.
All right.
So I currently am settling in. 2 years does still seem new, but it's very familiar, and I'm just thrilled to be part of the team.
Yes, well, happy to have you in San Diego because we know you're doing important work. 1,400 physicians down there at Kaiser Permanente, 630,000 health plan patients, and we're in a pandemic. So these ladies are the money powerhouse, but you're saving our life. I couldn't do anything without you three. So very powerful work. I understand that you also have a Master's of Science in Nursing and have completed Executive Leadership Program at Harvard. So excellent. Well, like I said, this is a real power panel. We're going to jump right in and we're going to talk about mentorship because it's such a critical element for growth and development, really for all leaders, right? But we're going to talk about that, and I'll just say, kicking us off, is I'm fortunate to have such a powerful mentor and boss. Sounds like I'm sucking up a little bit, but the reality is that Mike Vasula, the president of Sony, really cherishes investing into people, and if that is not through formal executive programs, through HR or pairing up mentors, that conversation is always happening. So we know it's very, very important. But here's the question, ladies. Throughout your career, who were your best mentors and why? And if you could, give us specifics on why you selected this mentor and the impact that it had on your career. And so, Carrie, do you mind if we kick it off with you?
Absolutely.
All right.
So I've had many mentors throughout my career, and I continue to participate in mentorship programs. But as I thought about the question of who my best mentors are, I really define best as most impactful. And so I thought about who kind of fit that bill, and 2 individuals came to mind. These are 2 individuals, different companies, different stages of my career, but they're 2 people that worked on teams with me that were in more senior positions, and we worked closely together. And I had an opportunity to really shadow them and see how they worked, see their work ethic, see how they interacted with people and the type of work product that they produced.
So it wasn't formal. You were saying, I'm seeing this in real time and real life.
And sort of self-selected,
Nice.
if you will. In fact, I would.
Is it stalking?
It may have been. It may have been. Because if you asked either of these individuals, I'm pretty confident they may not have known that I deem them to be mentors. But I really admire them and really wanted to emulate them. And it just so happened that in each case we became friends, and those friendships really aided in the impact that they had on my life, because we really got to know each other and became open. I was able to be transparent, and that closeness that comes with a friendship really aided in my ability to ask them their opinion and their ability to provide me with advice that was very specific to me, because they knew who I was.
So you knew what you wanted in your mentorship toolkit. You saw, and you wasn't formal. So what I'm hearing from you is that it doesn't have to be formal in order for you to learn and to grow, but you know what tool sets or skills you wanted to develop.
Absolutely.
That is excellent. How about you, Marie? What's your thoughts here?
Well, it's funny. My first mentor, I can think back many years ago when I first became a nurse, and it was the charge nurse in the skilled facility I worked in. I mean, the strictest nurse, dressed from white from head to toe, but really taught me structure with compassion. And I didn't realize she was mentoring me at the time, but when I think about it, it really helped shape my future. Most recently, a mentor has been one of my previous bosses, who really took the time to challenge me and invest the time in me and saw potentials that I had. And we also developed a friendship. And it's funny because for a period of time, I became her boss. So she was a really good mentor, spent the time, taught me so much, gave of herself, and a lot of constructive criticism, which is so important for the mentor. And
so both women, your mentors.
Both women.
That is really powerful. So what I'm hearing from this is that while you were looking at this really in an informal way, did you formally reach out and you said, hey, I like what you're doing. Show me.
Yes.
Yes.
And it was incredible to have someone to say, okay, and make that commitment. And then we just really helped teach me, because you don't know what you don't know until you have a mentor that takes the time to invest in you.
That's great.
And that's right. Yeah.
How about you, Krista?
So I would say sort of follow Marie. So I will talk about my first mentor I ever had, and that was when I was starting my career in finance. That was back in my early 20s. And I was in this male-dominated industry, and here was this incredibly successful woman in my office. So I approached her and really said, hey, how did you get here? And could you help me? And she thankfully said yes. And that began our relationship. And what she did that was so impactful, going back to really what it's about is the impact that it has on your career, is she really challenged me. She would give me projects that were challenges outside of my normal job. And then when I met those challenges, she advocated for me and celebrated that and helped me create a brand. She would also bring me into these meetings that I had no business being in. They were so high profile and above my pay grade, but she'd bring me in just to learn and just to watch her in action and how she dealt with giving a presentation or handling questions. And then we eventually got to a point where she would push me outside my comfort zone and really say, okay, Krista, you're going to present on this part. You're going to field these questions again in this big meeting. And that really helped me develop preparation skills, which is something that I carry over into my career today, which is really important. But some other lessons that she gave me that I think are really important are always to be professional. I know it sounds basic, but especially in a male-dominated industry, for anyone watching, you always want to make sure you hold yourself confidently. You don't have to have this amazing designer outfit, but just
It doesn't hurt, and this is very nice, I might add.
Especially starting out my career. I wasn't in the business of being able to go out there and buy all these fancy clothes, so I only had a couple that I wore every week. But the point is that for me, it felt confident, I felt professional, and I felt as a young female, I wanted to be one of the most professionally dressed women in the room. And I think about that lesson to this day as I get dressed for work.
So it came from the inside, it didn't come from the outside, which is, I think, a huge lesson on values, right? And being real. That is so powerful.
Yep.
Thanks for saying that. Question, if she were not in your path, would you be successful where you are today?
You know, I hope I would be, but I think it would have gone differently because I think she accelerated my success by giving me that confidence. You know, I was confident because I had her by my side. So if I was going to fail, I had her there as my advocate, but also giving me the experiences that I probably wouldn't have naturally taken for years to come just because she could. She was in that senior leadership position and she had that ability to kind of take her time.
But a
to get out of
difference.
her way.
A tangible difference. I think that's why this is so important and so great that the Business Journal facilitates these conversations because, you know, diversity, we think we know what that really means or in inclusion, and what it really means is formal training or some measures of modeling after what successful people do, what successful leaders do, who just happen to be women. So if that lady was not in your life, your trajectory would have been different. So this is why these conversations are so important. I also have a question for you about you being a mom. So your children watch you every day, very nicely dressed in your clothes. Designer or not, she looks great. You know, how do you balance that all? How do you mentor to your children? Because you're mentoring down, and I know you had talked about mentor being really a two-way. Do you do that with your children, your family life?
I try to. My children are young, so they only take so much
there
of what
you
I
go.
say at face value. But it is important because they're modeling you all the time. So again, going back to the way you're carrying yourself at work, it's the same as when you're in your household because, you know, they really are looking up to me as their idol, as their mom. And, you know, I have a daughter as one of those two children, and I certainly hope that she feels like she can do whatever it is that she puts her mind to, because I really got that feeling and support from other women in my
Right,
career.
and especially now that our offices and our homes have merged, with the exception of in the hospitals. And speaking of in the hospital, I know that there is a lot of women, up and coming nurses and so forth, but it's really in the administrative areas, right? So you've really broken the glass ceiling. Talk about that two-way mentorship that helped you get there. What were the actual practical, the structure that, you know, in the toolkit that helped you get where you are today?
I think what was really important was, I want to go back to your point about just that exposure and pushing me into areas that weren't as comfortable. And my mentor took me into meetings and I did present. So my circle of influence grew and I began to connect with people that I might not have been exposed to otherwise. So I think that was the opportunity. And then to also find other women leaders who you gravitate towards for traits that you know you have but had to develop. And so that was very much an important part of my work. And it is today still, because in work, all of us work with many men and many women, but it's really how we carry ourselves and how we always strive to continue to educate ourselves. I'm always looking for a mentor. I was joking a little bit earlier that Diane Sawyer won't answer the telephone, but I'd love to seek her out. But I do always gravitate towards those that continue to influence and are businesswomen and take that back, as I also then commit to having mentees myself.
Right, that's a good point. She's not returning my calls either, so just so you know, really none of them are Barbara Walters, none of them. But Carrie, you touched upon a toolkit as well, and giving back. Maybe you could talk a little bit more about the structure of mentorship.
Sure. So, are you talking about like as a mentee?
Yeah. As a mentee now, bringing it down, bringing it the other way, you know, and the expectations of what you expect them to do, how they're going to be successful, because, you know, you're targeting, you know, what do they say? If you want something done, you go to a woman because they're usually the busiest person. Go to the busiest person. How do you approach the busiest person? I mean, what should that look like?
I think, you know, generally speaking, I think in a mentee-mentor relationship, the mentee really is the one that should be sort of driving the relationship. And the reason being, I think to be quite honest, mentors typically don't have the time, but they make the time. And so in my view, the mentee really is the one that needs to put a little bit of legwork in on the outset. They really need to do some thinking about what they hope to achieve, what their goals and objectives are for that relationship, whether it be a particular skill set they hope to learn, or whether there's some expertise or a network that they hope to leverage. And once they've identified what those specific goals and objectives are, then they need to think critically about which mentor would be the right person for them to align with. And I think it will help them to sort of determine who the right fit will be. And once they've been paired up, the mentor will appreciate the fact that they've done this legwork, they've identified what their goals and objectives are, and it'll show the mentor that they respect the mentor's time and commitment to this. And
what if they say no? What if the mentor, to the audience, to the young leaders out there, how should you prepare yourself mentally?
That is always a possibility, but a no is always a possibility in anything that we do, and that's the worst case scenario. And I think if you're trying to develop a skill set, or you're trying to leverage a network, there's going to be different avenues to be able to achieve that. So if a single individual doesn't have the time or can't fit you in as a mentor, there will be other individuals that you can tap. So
or asking for a referral, maybe. I know human resources is rich, always looking for the best leaders, someone that comes up with an articulate plan for themselves that adds value to the company. I think that's going to be acknowledged as well. So it's that part of what's on the inside of what I want to achieve personally, but at the end of the day, it contributes to the business. I mean, the business wins, right, ultimately. So.
To that same point where you're talking about getting the no if you ask a mentor, I would really empower all the women listening to this to take a risk and actually look for that senior leader, male or female, who you would love to be your mentor, and ask them. Because what's the worst that's going to happen? Like you said, they're going to say no, but at least they appreciate and are flattered by the ask, and you're on their radar. But what's the best that can happen? You could start a mentor relationship with that person. They then become your advocate, and that might even lead to a promotion at some point.
Right.
So I think taking that risk is exciting. And what I always like to ask those people, whether or not they choose to be my mentor, is, what are you reading? What are you listening to? Because if they're taking time away to do that in their busy schedule, I should probably be learning those same things. So I always ask, what book are you reading? What's your favorite podcast? And I've gotten some of my best recommendations just from, again, when I'm interacting with those senior leaders, asking what they're doing, whether or not they've been.
Right, that's a really good point. I think also you should emotionally prepare yourself for a no, right? These are the busiest people there are, so have your backup list. But then also too, as we were talking earlier, LinkedIn, you may be in an environment where there isn't someone that you admire. Sad but true. I've had a job like that before. So to really reach out to the network, there's such a rich network, especially on LinkedIn. This is not sponsored by LinkedIn, by the way, but it is a great platform for connecting. Ladies, last question. We're coming in for a landing before we close this lovely discussion, which I wish we can continue forever, and I know you do too. So what is your best piece of advice to all those leaders out there? It can be related to mentorship or not, but really your mantra, your best piece of advice. Let's go with you.
Well, I would say my best piece of advice is commitment to mentoring others. Pay it forward. The future is just around the corner, and so I have a commitment to just always mentoring someone so they have the opportunity to be a future leader.
And Marie is on LinkedIn, just so you know. So I'm hearing a lot of dings on her phone already. All right, and let's go with you next.
Sure. My best piece of advice is do what you love. Find some way to incorporate that into every day, every week. I mean, it sounds corny, and I know you hear that all the time, but we talked about this earlier. It's part of my bio. Nonprofit connection is a big component. It's very important to me, and I've incorporated it into my life. And I would say, that that's a decision that I make. I spend time doing that, and it's very gratifying to do that. So I think that's really important, and it helps you. It helps the bad days get better, and it helps make the good days even better.
You know, and I think related to that, I love that. And it sounds simple, but it is quite complex. You have to have some kind of goal, and you have to know yourself. What tools do you think one would need to really understand themselves, whether it is through Myers-Briggs testing, you know, what do I have a proclivity for, you know, again, going back to HR, what tools and resources can we leverage? Would you recommend some of those things, more formal process, or what do you think that looks like?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if those are available, I think those are all extremely worthwhile. But I think, you know, we've centered our conversation today around mentorship, and I think conversations in some form of mentor situation would also help you elicit some things that you might be interested in, or conversations with colleagues.
Right.
You talked about the power of three. I hope you bring that up. But I think talking to colleagues, talking to those people that are close to you, really, you know, trying to figure out what really makes you excited, is the most important part of that. So I think certainly anything analytical will help, but if you don't have access to that, if your employer doesn't have access to those resources, just engaging in conversation that's centered more around the things that are really personally gratifying. And if there can be a business connection, that's wonderful. There isn't always a business connection, but that's okay, because sometimes your interactions or the time that you spend doing those things is gratifying in and of itself, and it's your outlet.
And whatever you're admiring, there's something that's triggering you. Like you have to unpack why do I like this person? What is it that's resonating? So to really deeply think about that. Okay, the three, Krista. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about what Carrie was talking about, and this is really important to me, which is the power of three. So we've talked about mentorship, and really in our organizations, we're talking about how can I develop and move forward. What do I need? So I think what's most important is, number one, to be mentoring someone beneath you in the organization, really someone you can help pull up and advocate for and sponsor into the next role and share knowledge with. That's the first person. The second person is really a peer of yours, where you're going through and you're talking about what you're doing in your same job together, and how can you redefine and innovate that position to get you on the radar of senior leadership. And then the third person is that senior leader, is that mentor that you really want to be like in your career. And I always talk to that person about, what skills do I need that I can develop right now in this position so I can be in that next position. Because the best thing to do is start now. If you want a job, look at that description and figure out how in your current position you can start to build those skills. It might not be exactly what they're looking for, but something that if you got an interview tomorrow, you could come in with that experience.
That's really good advice. All right, you are awesome. Well, this whole panel is awesome. All right, so we're coming in for a landing. I'm going to close out that last question with telling you my sage nuggets, which are personal brand. You can't be found, you can't be discovered, you can't connect, especially now in this COVID era. There is no water cooler to gather around, right? You have to digitally be relevant. And so I would suggest you have to forecast, you have to tell the world what your vision is, you have to plant that seed in order to let the world know. They're not omniscient, right? They're not going to guess. And it took me a long time to figure that out. Why don't they know? Well, because you didn't tell them. So build your personal brand, get on LinkedIn, talk about, and be aspirational. Be truthful. Be aspirational, though. All right, so coming in for a landing, the last question is really centered around that same bit of advice. We are in COVID era. We are talking about connecting with people to learn and to lead. How has COVID been for you? How have you maintained your connections and all of those things that help you be successful leaders? So Marie, we'll start with you.
What's in healthcare? It's been
Oh my gosh, that's right. This lady is connecting.
an intimate relationship.
Right. 1,600 doctors and many, many patients.
And the important thing is navigating it together, and more than ever, the connection with our teams to navigate. Because not only did we worry about our members every day, but also each other. We all have families and kids, and we've had to navigate the world just like everyone else. So we never closed down, but our relationships were tested more than ever because we've had to do things differently, so different. We never thought we would do things as different as we are now. Our care will look different going forward, but we will get through this. But I would say connections and relationships with those that you have a new respect for other roles that you may not have been aware of, and how they all contribute to each other and really to what we're doing in San Diego.
That's really important. I think it actually connects especially to what both of you do, because times are uncertain, economic conditions are uncertain, jobs are uncertain. The next best thing to being healthy and having that lifeline to health care is having wealth and access to wealth. So Carrie, how has your job changed because of COVID? How do you keep your connections?
Absolutely. Well, I think you are exactly right. I mean, it has put a focus on making sure that not only your wealth is protected, but in this environment that we're in, with all the changes over the past 7 or 8 months, and that continue, it's extremely important to maintain our relationships with our clients, maintain our relationships with our colleagues. We've always had the benefit of working in an office environment where you can easily connect with colleagues, and always took that for granted in some respects. And so, we're leveraging technology like we've never leveraged it before, and maintaining connections both internally and with our clients, and making sure that they're not only feeling comfortable with where they are, but comfortable with where we're going, and making sure that we're continuing to maintain dialogue. And
we'll get through this.
Yeah,
we'll get through this. There is a rainbow on the other side of this rainstorm. We know that, right? It does take time. And so, Krista, just closing that out with you, how are you staying connected?
I think we're doing the same thing, obviously leveraging technology, staying in front of our clients, but the conversations have shifted because a lot in your industry, our clients are assessing their mortality. They're talking to their families more than they ever have before. They're talking about the values for their wealth. How are they going to transfer that wealth on to the next generation, which right now we're seeing trillions of dollars transferring over the next decade. Are they prepared for that? We're also seeing changes in our business owner clients. There's been so much disruption in businesses, whether they're thriving in COVID or they're really looking at selling because it's not working out for them. So trying to consult those clients. And then finally, philanthropy. We're helping clients figure out, okay, how can I help support organizations that are struggling right now, and put together the best philanthropic plan for our wealth. So I feel like I am having an impact, and I want to involve my whole family with that message because we really want to give back.
Well, Union Bank, Wells Fargo, and Kaiser are so privileged to have such amazing leaders of you. And of course, my final comment, how do I stay connected? Well, clearly the San Diego Business Journal keeps me connected. Barb and her production of these events really help us all stay in lockstep with getting on the other side of all of these difficult and tough times. So with that, I would say thank you for watching. I hope you connect with these leaders. I hope you stay connected. And thanks for watching these leaders of the future.
Thank you, Cheryl, and to all of the speakers. Now let's begin our award ceremony. It is my great pleasure to announce our Lifetime Achievement honoree for 2020, Lydia S Martinez. Lydia was the manager of community outreach for Southwest Airlines. She was responsible for the local and regional community outreach across the country. She crafted strategic plans around regional relationship development and imparted relationship management techniques within emerging markets to her team. Lydia established and maintained a portfolio of highly respected strategic partnerships with civic, business, and philanthropic organizations, as well as major universities, to achieve mutual strategic objectives. For almost 20 years, Lydia worked with external stakeholders to ensure that Southwest Airlines maintained a visible leadership position within our community and set the standard for outreach and corporate social responsibility in Southern California. Lydia recently retired after 30 years of service to Southwest Airlines. In recognition of her service to the state of California, Todd Gloria, the newly elected mayor of San Diego, proclaimed July 16, 2020 as Lydia S Martinez Day. Council member Dr. Jennifer Campbell also proclaimed July 16th as Lydia S Martinez Day. She continues to serve her community by being involved in a variety of organizations dedicated to empowering underrepresented communities. Congratulations, Lydia. Before we hear from Lydia, here are a few folks who wish to express their gratitude.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Fitzsimons with the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce and Lead San Diego. It is my absolute pleasure to share in the celebration of Lydia S. Martinez, who has put so much of her time, heart, and brilliance into making our region a better place to live and work. Lydia has touched so many lives in our community. Southwest could not have asked for a better ambassador for all the positivity, generosity, and optimism that Lydia spreads wherever she goes and in everything she does. What sticks with me most about Lydia is that generosity as a friend, as a mentor, and as a partner. She invests in people as much and probably more than what she invested financially through Southwest into a nonprofit's mission. She sees potential in people and then she dives in. She has this deep reservoir of knowledge and skill and strategy. And boy, is she sharp, and she gives it away so freely and joyfully. There's no guarding, no hoarding of all this deep knowledge, just abundance, always abundance with Lydia. And so I am wishing Lydia an abundance of happiness, ease, and great satisfaction in this next chapter. Knowing that she has planted seeds and watered them, and now those people in whom she saw such great potential have grown into great, strong trees. Thank you, Lydia, and congratulations on this honor.
Lydia, on behalf of the entire Southwest Airlines family, congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award. I have the distinct privilege of picking up the torch and continuing to build the legacy that you started. It's a pretty overwhelming job, but if it weren't for you, I wouldn't be so confident going into it. You spent the last 5 years opening doors, creating opportunities, and mentoring me so that when an opportunity to advance my career came along, I would be ready. And for that, I am eternally grateful to you. But my story is not unique. I think anyone that knows you has a similar story of Lydia believed in me, or Lydia took a chance on our organization, which allowed us to elevate to the next level to achieve our mission. And I think that is the kind of transformative leadership that our communities deserve. Thank you for being a bold leader. Thank you for seeing in people what they can't see in themselves sometimes. And thank you for challenging us to be our best. I cannot think of anyone more deserving for this award. Congratulations.
Lydia, congratulations on this prestigious award. When I think of you and I reflect on all you have shared with your local San Diego community, communities across the state of California, and really across the country, I can't think of anyone more deserving than you for this Lifetime Achievement Award. Your commitment, passion, loyalty, bias for action, coupled with what I think is a heart as big as Texas, I know that is what makes you so uniquely special. And I also know that those who know you would agree. You have given so much of your time and yourself, championing causes in our communities, being a voice for those often unheard, pushing the envelope so that we can realize true progress, being a mentor and a sponsor to hundreds of women across the country, and really being a cheerleader for those you love. I know that I've had the privilege of working alongside you for almost 20 years at Southwest Airlines, and we've had a lot of fun along the way. We've blazed trails, we've attended historic events, and we were just doing what we could from our heart to make a difference in our communities and for our company. Yes, this award is a Lifetime Achievement Award, but I know you're just getting started, and I'll be here cheering you on from the sidelines. On behalf of your Southwest Airlines cohorts and our collective communities, congratulations.
Lydia, congratulations on this Lifetime Achievement Award. Throughout your 30 years at Southwest Airlines, you've made so many contributions around the country, but especially in San Diego. You not only provided first flights to so many hermanitas and college students around the country, but you made nonprofits stronger because you are a nurturing philanthropist. That is part of your legacy. I am grateful to be one of so many you have lifted up. Thank you for turning a job that had the potential to help so many and making it your mission. I know your contributions will continue. Enjoy your well-deserved retirement. Felicidades, hermana, and thank you for all you have done.
Thank you, Barb, and thank you to the San Diego Business Journal for this most beautiful recognition of my dream career with Southwest Airlines. I also want to congratulate all of this year's Businesswomen of the Year Award recipients and nominees. I accept this Lifetime Achievement Award with great emotion, and I am humbled to join past honorees of this prestigious commendation. For years, I've heard about the imposter syndrome, and honestly, I feel that sentiment in receiving this special recognition. I'd like to start by sharing one of my favorite quotes by Melinda Gates. If you are successful, it is because somewhere, sometime, someone gave you a life or an idea that started you in the right direction. Remember also that you are indebted to life until you help someone less fortunate, just as you were helped. These wise words guide me and remind me of my village, the very kind and generous village that has been by my side each step of the way and has contributed to me becoming a lifetime achiever. I accept this award with each of you in my heart. This, of course, includes my husband, Ted, and my children, Melina and Teddy, who have shared so much of their time with my community. Without their support, love, and understanding, I would not be here before you today. I also owe a huge debt of gratitude to my brother and my sisters, who have shown me unconditional love my entire life. Not a day goes by that I don't think of them and our upbringing. Back in the early 70s, our hardworking mother brought me and my 10 siblings from Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua, to El Paso, Texas. As a young girl from Mexico, I would have never imagined growing up to lead such an impactful career at Southwest, let alone receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from the San Diego Business Journal. It is a huge honor to me, and it carries a great deal of responsibility. How lucky we were that someone lived by the wise words of Melinda Gates. People saw our need and they gave us a life that set us in the right direction. This kindness has kept me grounded and rooted in where I came from and why it all matters. It has been a privilege to represent Southwest in San Diego and across the country. I also take great pride knowing that I served as my community's voice within corporate America. This translates to years of helping to bend the needle toward the philosophy and the practice of corporate social responsibility that Southwest has become known and beloved for. I supported local nonprofits that have forever changed the lives of many. That support helps students go on college tours from coast to coast, create a world that is just and fully equal for all LGBTQ+ people, empower Latinas, fly Black and brown kids to DC to learn about civic engagement, elevate and advance urban leadership, and provide a place where local families in need can find the means to self-sufficiency. All of this while building goodwill and strong brand loyalty for Southwest. This wasn't easy. So much of what we did was going against the grain. Terms like bold leadership have been used to describe my approach, which is a huge badge of honor. But you know, I was not always bold. People laugh when I tell them I was once a very shy and quiet person. I really was, but I quickly learned that I had to speak up or I would be working somebody else's vision and somebody else would be telling my story. My passion to champion the less fortunate gave me the confidence to speak for those who were not in the room. And yes, that also meant having difficult and sometimes awkward conversations. But guess what? That approach worked for me, so I celebrate being referred to as a bold leader. I would like to thank Laura, Kelly, Elizabeth, and Inez for their kind words and strong support throughout the years. Each one of you has contributed to my success, and I respect and admire your given hearts and your passion to community. My partner in fun, Leah Kunz, Southwest Vice President Controller, who from day one championed all things San Diego. We had fun supporting important causes, and more importantly, we became friends for life. As for me, while I enter the new and wonderful world of retirement, I will continue to coach, mentor, and connect women so they too can find their true success. I will also continue to follow my passion and support leaders and organizations that advocate for equity, equality, human and civil rights. All of this should keep me plenty busy and out of bad trouble. In closing, I ask my fellow leaders in business to please join me in living by Melinda's quote. All businesses, small and big, have an opportunity to bring value to people's lives. Let's help those less fortunate and give them a life of opportunities that will get them going in the right direction. Because who knows, your next best hire may just be that little girl from Ciudad Juarez, Chihuahua. Thank you so much and love to all.
Thank you, Lydia, for those inspiring remarks. Congratulations again on this well-deserved award. Now, to introduce our Businesswomen of the Year awards for 2020, today we'll be recognizing 12 women from public and private companies. Please welcome back Cheryl Goodman, who will be announcing our first awards category, Rising Stars.
Thank you, Barb. Sony is so pleased to be a part of this inspiring event, especially because we're using Sony cameras. But I'm thrilled to be announcing the Businesswomen of the Year category, Rising Stars. Our first rising star is Samantha Anderson. She's the co-founder and president of Origin 63. Samantha oversees the company's successful pivot of services to HubSpot support packages in direct response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Samantha has pioneered a distributed team and virtual working environment with flex scheduling that supports employees' work-life balance while also contributing to the sustainability of the company. Samantha believes a flexible work environment allows for employees to pursue their professional goals while also raising a family. Congratulations to you, Samantha.
I'm absolutely honored to be receiving this award today, especially in 2020, which has probably been one of the hardest years in business for me, as I'm sure it has been for many others. In March, we closed our first business, an event marketing company of 6 years due to COVID. And then 2 weeks later, we pivoted, we worked hard, and we launched our company, Origin 63, a HubSpot solutions partner. And it's been more successful than we really thought it would be and more successful than we had been in the past. So really receiving this award and this recognition is really significant in 2020. And to all the nominees and to the award winners, congratulations, because this recognition really is a testament to your strength and resilience in the face of adversity. And I'd also like to give a shout out to my husband, Greg, my business partner, and to all my team, without whom I would not be the leader I am today. So thank you again for this recognition. It is truly appreciated, and I am absolutely humbled to be recognized among these amazing leaders.
And coming up next, Daniella Fontenese, General Counsel of COVID Act Now. In addition to her role as General Counsel, Danny continues to run and manage her own law practice. Danny has extensive experience in all areas of business and corporate law. She also partners with attorneys and law firms across the nation and internationally, offering top legal expertise in every major business center of the world. When the COVID pandemic hit, Danny joined forces with a team of tech experts to provide government officials and the general public with tools to gather and analyze the best available local level data on COVID in the United States. Congratulations, Danny.
Hi, my name is Danny Fontenese, and I am the founder and owner of Fontenese Legal and Consulting. We are a boutique law firm catering to early stage and rapid growth companies. First of all, I just want to say congratulations to all the other women who are nominated for this award. It is such an honor to be part of such an incredible, successful, and inspirational group of women. I started my law practice about 4 years ago, and it was not an easy path to get to where I am today. I have had an incredible set of teachers along the way, not the least of which have been my clients. I've had the privilege of getting to work with clients from an Andreessen Horowitz-backed technology company to a renewable energy company that is turning waste and plastic into renewable natural gas, to a nonprofit made up of some of the nation's top epidemiologists, public policy leaders, public health experts, and scientists who are working tirelessly to combat the spread of COVID across the US. Again, I just want to say I'm so honored to be the recipient of this award, and I just want to say a huge congratulations to all the other nominees, and a big thank you to San Diego Business Journal. We have an incredible group of women leaders here in San Diego, and I'm very honored to be part of that. So thank you.
And finally, Catherine Rels, CEO of GeneTox Lab Solutions. Catherine is one of the co-founding members and managing partner for GeneTox Lab Solutions, which helps both large and small healthcare organizations manage their patient population through specialized lab testing, informatics, and education. Since becoming the CEO, Catherine has been able to lead the company's vision with instilled faith and values, and she has a warrior spirit. Congratulations, Catherine.
First, I'd like to thank the San Diego Business Journal for their continued recognition of San Diego's businesswomen, and to Misty Rusk and Kurt Becker at the Brink for your nomination and your continued business guidance. As a woman of Filipino and Hispanic descent, I am honored and grateful to receive this award, the San Diego Business Journal's Businesswomen of the Year 2020. This award is being received on behalf of many: my team, my mentors, my board, my friends, and my family. But most importantly, for women who continue to build companies despite politics and the current pandemic. My personal mission is to lead and inspire others through genetic testing services with GeneTox Lab Solutions and the underserved youth in San Diego with the House of Music. Again, thank you so much for this award, and my sincerest congratulations to all of the nominees.
Our next presenter and panelist is Carrie Villaplana, Vice President, Private Wealth Advisor, Union Bank. Carrie will be announcing the top 3 winners in the small company category.
Thank you, Barb. Union Bank is pleased to be a part of this wonderful event. I am privileged to be announcing the Business Women of the Year winners in the small company category. Our first winner is Kim Folsom, co-founder and CEO of Founders First Capital Partners. Founders First Capital Partners is the largest private provider of growth funding for service-based businesses and the only minority and women-led revenue-based venture platform with $100 million in committed capital. FFCP is focused on partnering with employer-based contract revenue-generating small businesses. Kim is also the founder of Founders First Community Development Corp, or FFCDC, a not-for-profit community development organization and micro small business accelerator with a mission to help underserved and underrepresented small business owners overcome the challenges they face due to lack of access to human and financial capital. She has raised more than $30 million in institutional venture financing, created over 500 premium wage jobs, and has founded or served as a key executive for 6 successful ventures. Congratulations, Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Folsom, founder and CEO of Founders First Capital Partners and Founders First CDC. I'm humbled to receive this honor from such a prestigious organization as the San Diego Business Journal. This is such an amazing experience to receive this recognition for the great work that we do at Founders First to advance our mission of funding and growing businesses led by diverse founders and helping them to create premium wage jobs in their communities. I started this company 5 years ago to leverage a handful of successes and a mountain of lessons learned overcoming challenges with the 6 prior venture-backed companies that I ran. Along the way, I learned how to create value, solve big market problems, deliver solutions for my customers, as well as convince VCs to think outside the box to help me create and innovate and create solutions. But I had a lot of help along the way. I'd like to thank friends, family, teammates, stakeholders for your advocacy and continued support of my crazy ideas and my nonstop work ethic. I'd also like to accept this award on behalf of 3 very important people in my life who provided the best friends and first family social capital that continues to support me throughout all of my 7 ventures. The first is my dad, Ken Tadlock, who taught me and encouraged me how to first and foremost become an engineer and the importance of ownership, as well as the constant advice that I could do anything that I could set my mind to. To my beloved brother, who passed away very early last year, Stephen Tadlock, who taught me how to compete and never give up. And finally, to my mother, who I lost at the beginning of COVID-19, Catherine Tadlock Webster, who taught me about hard work, having faith, strive to do my best work, and always know there's good in everyone. Finally, I'd like to share for those business owners that are stressed and trying to figure out a way to operate their business in this challenging COVID-19 pandemic. You're not alone, and be open to ask for help, and know that there are folks that are out here that want to support your success. Thanks again, and have a good evening.
And next, we have Elizabeth Berry, president of Berry & Company. Elizabeth is an architect, a builder, an educator, and now owner of a successful business in San Diego. Nearly 6 years ago, she followed her passion and fearlessly made a career move that involved significant personal and financial risks. The success of Berry & Co. during its first 6 years of existence has shown the design and construction industry that Elizabeth has the technical and business acumen to be a major player in San Diego's competitive construction management market. On the metrics alone, Elizabeth has shown herself to be a successful businesswoman, managing and directing the growth of her young company to achieve an increase in sales volume of 142% and a more than 300% increase in professional staff. When COVID-19 nearly shut down our city, she immediately came up with a plan to help 2 sectors of our local economy that had been particularly hard hit by the pandemic: hospitals and restaurants. Launching a GoFundMe drive called Local Food for Local Medical Heroes San Diego, she was able to raise $18,000 over a 10-week period that was used to buy 2,100 meals from local restaurants that were distributed to frontline workers at several local hospitals. Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Berry, and I'm excited to be here being honored by the San Diego Business Journal's Business Women of the Year. I think what's most inspiring about this award are the other women that I get to share it with. As I learn more about you and the things that you've accomplished, I'm humbled to be in your company and excited to be a recipient of this award. I feel very fortunate to be among all of you, and I think without your leadership and your mentorship and your challenge to set the bar just a little bit higher, I probably wouldn't be where I am today for sure. Thank you again to the San Diego Business Journal, and congratulations to everyone.
And our final winner in the small company category is Alessandra Lazama, CEO of Tutrus. With over 20 years as a technology executive, entrepreneur, and single mom, Alessandra has created over 2,000 jobs in San Diego alone and is passionate about supporting women in the workforce and as entrepreneurs, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic, as it has severely impacted working parents around the world. As the former CEO of Abacus Next, Alessandra stepped into a niche software company with less than 29 employees in 2013, and in less than 4 years, transformed it into a disruptive global technology organization with over 500 employees. Alessandra's hands-on leadership across industries has earned her a reputation as a rainmaker, and she was named 2016 Women Who Mean Business and 2018 CEO of the Year. Congratulations, Alessandra.
Good afternoon to everyone, and thank you for this great honor. I'm always grateful to the San Diego Business Journal for their important role in bringing our community together, but more importantly, for the recognition of all the extraordinary women here today. My warmest congratulations to you, Lydia Martinez, for your very well-deserved Lifetime Achievement Award. Yet another testament of all the amazing women we have in leadership. In a world where women mean business at home and at work, it has become more important than ever to support each other and mentor uprising talent so we can elevate more women in the workforce, on boards, and as entrepreneurs. And while it's true that the number of women CEOs in Fortune 500 have increased 65% in about the last 3 years or so, and progress is encouraging, we need to continue to stand together and push forward to have more women reach greater heights. That's why this event is very close to my heart, and this honor means so much to me. As for this award, I share it with everyone on my team who I'm privileged to work with and learn from every day. My extremely talented and hardworking mom, my best friend and partner, and to all of those who have stood by me and believed in my ever-growing vision to reinvent and positively impact the world. I'm deeply humbled to be honored here today. Again, thank you.
Thanks, Carrie. Congratulations to all of our small company winners. Next up, we have Roger Doherty, Senior Director, Public Affairs and Communications for Kaiser Permanente, San Diego.
Thank you, Barb. Kaiser Permanente has been a sponsor of this significant event for many years. Please join me in congratulating the Business Women of the Year winner in the medium company category. Our first winner is Nancy Maldonado, CEO and President of the Chicano Federation. Nancy is a multifaceted nonprofit thought leader who puts her community first. Her skills are numerous, having extensive experience in strategic planning, program management, and coalition building. Throughout her many years in the nonprofit sector, occupying high-level leadership roles and volunteer roles, Nancy has remained committed to making an equitable impact on under-resourced communities within education, health, and social services. Meeting the onset of the coronavirus pandemic head-on, Nancy shifted the organization's focus to better meet families' emerging needs. She initiated distribution campaigns for food and PPE, challenged elected officials to be better allies for the Latinx community, and launched a nonprofit task force dedicated to help our community heal and recover from the virus. Congratulations, Nancy.
Thank you to the San Diego Business Journal for this recognition. I am honored to have the incredible work of Chicano Federation recognized, particularly during such a challenging and critical time for our community. I also want to recognize, acknowledge, and appreciate our funders, sponsors, and supporters. None of the work that me or my team do would be possible without the support of our generous San Diego community and all of our corporate and individual donors who have really rallied around us during this time. It's important for me to recognize the community of loving and supportive people that we're so fortunate to work with, including the working families that we serve every day, who really exemplify resilience and perseverance. Thank you for the honor to work with you and your families. And thank you to everyone that believes in our mission and that has supported our work and has made it possible for us to continue serving San Diego for 51 years. Thank you again to the San Diego Business Journal and to the judges who selected me for this honor. I am incredibly humbled and grateful. Thank you.
Our next winner is Stacien, CEO of La Jolla Logic. As a pioneer of innovation in cybersecurity technology in aerospace and defense, Stacey has made significant strides in improving the U.S. Navy's cyber posture on its enterprise networks through the application of artificial intelligence and machine learning techniques, where this now patented technology is recognized as a crucial component for the military and especially the U.S. Navy. La Jolla Logic was nationally recognized as Inc. magazine's fastest growing private company in America in 2020. Stacey's entrepreneurial insights and perseverance has been recognized nationally by the U.S. SBA, who honored La Jolla Logic with the District Director's Growth in the Technology Sector Award in 2018, and San Diego's Women-Owned Small Business of the Year in 2019. Congratulations, Stacey.
Good afternoon. I'm excited to be here today and very honored to be receiving this award. I thank the San Diego Business Journal for this opportunity, as well as the excellent team we have here at La Jolla Logic. Without each and every one of our team members, it just wouldn't have been possible to have come this far. I started the company about 10 years ago, primarily as a defense contractor supporting the Navy locally here in San Diego. And together we've grown this team in terms of number, as well as positioning across the United States in different locations and other service branches and the commercial sector that we now support. We've also added some exciting technologies to the world that we work within here at the company, such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, and other advanced technologies and capabilities. It's been really a great time and a great ride and a lot of fun working with the capabilities and such a competent staff. We appreciate everything San Diego has done for us in the local community here, as well as our partners and our client base and the San Diego Business Journal. Again, thank you for this opportunity and the award. It's very meaningful, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
And our final winner in the medium company category is Megan Storer, Chief of Staff for 211 San Diego. 211 San Diego has more than 200 staff offering the social service equivalent of a deluxe concierge service. In March, just before the pandemic started, Meg was instrumental with the transition after Bill York was selected as the organization's new president and CEO. When COVID-19 hit, the county activated 211 to respond, and calls increased by 400%. Eager to lead in the face of adversity, Meg has maintained daily contact with the county to deploy its T3 initiative to 211 clients, overseeing the delivery of messages to more than 50,000 families about testing facilities. Through it all, Meg has worked tirelessly to ensure that 211 San Diego connects individuals with the right community services that they need. Congratulations, Meg.
Hey everyone, I'm Meg Storer. I'm the Chief of Staff for 211 San Diego. And I am incredibly honored and proud to be here with all of you today to accept this recognition as being a Business Woman of the Year for the San Diego Business Journal. First, I want to thank the Business Journal for allowing all of us to get together and carry on such a great tradition of recognizing strong women leaders and mentors in the San Diego region. And of course, I'm humbled and excited to be amongst so many women who are here with us today as finalists and winners. You know, it wouldn't be without 211 San Diego that I would be here today. I'm so proud and honored to be amongst a part of an amazing mosaic of trailblazers and leaders and colleagues and coworkers. You all have given me the honor to get up every morning and serve you as you serve our region. A special thanks to my mom and to my brother and my family and my closest friends, and to my team of men and women that I get to work alongside every single day for allowing me to do the great work that we get to do together. So thank you again. Thank you to the San Diego Business Journal, and thank you to the women that I get to sit alongside in this honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Roger. Congratulations to all of our medium company winners. Next, please join me in welcoming Brian Lee, San Diego Region Bank President for Wells Fargo, who will be presenting the final category, large companies.
Thank you, Barb. Wells Fargo is honored to be sponsoring this event. I will be announcing the Business Women of the Year winners in the large company category. Our first winner is Teresa Campbell, President and CEO of San Diego County Credit Union. Teresa has demonstrated in-depth business acumen and insight yielding huge successes for SDCCU and the local economy. She is a highly strategic and effective leader. When faced with crisis, Teresa puts people first and does what's right for employees and the community. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, she made it clear that the health and well-being of our SDCCU staff was a priority. SDCCU's guiding principle that people come first and profit second remained at the forefront of guiding SDCCU's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition, SDCCU non-management branch staff on the front line received a temporary 25% pay increase and 20% for operations staff during the initial months of the pandemic, along with the ability to wear comfortable clothing to work during the pandemic. Congratulations, Teresa.
Thank you to the San Diego Business Journal. I am honored to be recognized as a 2020 Businesswoman of the Year, especially among so many dynamic leaders who are making remarkable contributions to San Diego workplaces and communities. This acknowledgement is especially rewarding given the challenges that all business leaders have faced this year. I'm incredibly proud and thankful for my leadership team and staff at SDCCU for their commitment to providing exceptional service even in the most challenging of times. Thank you and congratulations to all the nominees, and have a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
Our next winner is Priya Kanan, founder of USD's Entrepreneurship and Innovation Center. Priya's vision is to transform every student on USD's campus into ethical entrepreneurial leaders by providing them with the values, skills, and mindset to create and grow socially responsible businesses. The focus is on creating programs that focus on entrepreneurial mindset. She has fostered a culture that emphasizes viewing the entrepreneurial mindset as one of the most effective ways of enabling future business leaders to think outside the box and challenge their existing circumstances. She strongly believes it is one of the key ways to empower minorities, underserved populations, and immigrants to create better life conditions. Congratulations, Priya.
I am super excited and truly honored to be receiving this award. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to my parents, my husband, my daughters, and my extended family, my uncles and aunts and cousins, my mentors who have helped me along the way to get here, and my dearest friends who have always been there for me. 2 decades ago, when I came to the United States, I could not have imagined that I would be receiving this prestigious award. Those of you that know me know that I come from a conservative family, breaking traditional gender role expectations and walking the path from being a traditional wife and mother to being a professor and be nominated as a finalist for Businesswoman of the Year was not easy. And I thank every single person who helped me get here today on my journey. I am accepting this award on behalf of all of us, on behalf of every single woman out there who is facing gender stereotypes, not only at home, but also at work, and still doing her best to be successful no matter what. Thank you, San Diego Business Journal, for providing this opportunity for women in business to be recognized.
Our final Business Women of the Year winner in the large company category is Cheryl Goodman for Sony Electronics. Cheryl is currently head of corporate communications and corporate social responsibility for Sony. Cheryl leads by example in every aspect of her career and constantly advocates for women in the tech field. She has made it her personal mission to increase awareness around cognitive diversity, gender equity, and the unique role each individual can play. Cheryl's a fierce proponent of uplifting other women in technology, as is witnessed by her pivot to lead the San Diego nonprofit group Athena, which is centered on helping women in the STEM industry. Cheryl's greatest professional joy derives from seeing her colleagues and proteges promoted within their respective fields. She's widely regarded as an expert in strategic public relations, marketing, media networks, and social media. She also builds, grows, attracts, and motivates diverse and highly capable teams. Cheryl dedicates much of her time to furthering women's education by contributing to mentoring in the community and networking with women at all career levels. Congratulations, Cheryl.
Thank you so much for this honor. I'm really privileged to be named the San Diego's Businesswoman Leader of the Year. It's impossible. I'm just saying it is amazing. So I really appreciate the honor. But I have three things to say. One is that thank you, San Diego Business Journal, for convening leaders and for acknowledging contributions to our society on an annual basis for so many categories. And if the future can't see it, they can't be it. So thank you for bringing some really wonderful leaders that just happen to be women to the forefront and acknowledging their contributions. And secondly, I'd like to thank Mike Fasulo, my boss. He's a COO and president of Sony Electronics North America, for his leadership. He has really built an amazing workforce, but also Kenichiro Yoshida, our global CEO, whose core values are rooted in diversity. And we know that when we bring everyone to the table, we know that crowdsourcing thought is cognitive diversity, and cognitive diversity means profits, profits with purpose, but the proof is in the profits when you run a diverse organization. And then finally, I'd like to thank my family. Biggest champion of women I know, the good man behind Cheryl Goodman is Mark Rule, and our children, Jacqueline, Joni, Aaron, Tony, and Kristen, and big shout out to my twin sister, Cindy, and my Irish twin, Lisa. Thank you so much, family, and thank you so much, community, for your support of this really terrific honor.
Congratulations again to all of the award winners and finalists. You make the community of business proud. This concludes our program. Thanks to everyone for joining in, and a special thanks to all of our judges and to all of our sponsors. I would like to remind everyone that you can read more about our honorees in our print and digital editions, and this entire event will be available on our website, sdbj.com. We look forward to seeing everyone next year.